High school hockey is the focus of this segment of the Bulldogs, and joining us to talk high school hockey is the head coach of the Big Rapids Cardinals, Jim Baker. Jim, welcome.
Thanks, Jim.
Also with us is the president of the Hockey Booster Club in Big Rapids, Paulette DeVries. Paulette, welcome to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, first of all, on an outstanding season in just the fourth year. In your second year of coaching, great progress was made as you won a regional title.
Well, we think so. We're extremely pleased with the season we had, considering that we had a strong season last year, and I don't think we quite expected to be as strong as we were this year. And I think that at the start of the year, we took a look at what we wanted to accomplish and then set our goals a little higher than that, because we believe that to be successful, we have to overachieve, quite simply put, and that's what we set out to do, and we feel that that's what we did by winning our first regional championship.
Had a chance to talk, when I knew that this segment was going to be coming up, had a chance to talk with some people that follow hockey real closely in this area, and they said one of the real strong points of the Big Rapids team was their unity, both on the ice and off. Did you feel that as the coach?
Well, I think so, particularly since we didn't really have an overpowering team, and we seemed to have a great contribution from everybody on our team, and there was something that really was a nice blend of personalities, because they really did like each other off the ice as well as on the ice. And I think that's an important ingredient for a team to be successful, because simply because of the word team is you don't need any real terrific individuals in the game of hockey if you're able to blend together a strong group of talent and to have them play as a team.
Although your team didn't realize the best winning record overall, you certainly had them playing their best hockey come tournament time. They just rolled through the regionals with ease.
Well, I think that's a credit to the players on the team. We work real hard at skating, and for many of the boys now, we've worked real hard at it for 2 years, and we felt that although size-wise we certainly didn't outmuscle anybody, we certainly had the heart and we certainly had the skating ability to let anybody try and challenge us and try and outskate us. And we really felt that if we could put that challenge out on the ice and to play that type of a game, that just about anybody we ran into in the entire state, whether it be Class A or Class B, would really have their work cut out beating us.
You scored in double figures in both the semifinal and the finals of the regionals, and then you come up against a team that had handled you pretty good twice before, but you played them very tough, and the score was completely different.
Well, I think in the regionals, the first two games, we scored a lot, which was kind of ironic, because I had told everybody that I didn't think we would blow anybody out because we hadn't scored that much all year. Everything seemed to come together for us at the right time, and we had a real strong determination, particularly with our leaders and our seniors, and we simply outskated everybody and put them away relatively easily. With the Catholic Central game, the game that we lost, I think because due to the fact that they beat us twice early in the year real handily, that had some sort of an emotional effect on our players and a mental effect, and it took us till halfway through the game before we were actually able to overcome that. And looking back, I think what really triggered it was the fact that some of our players really were afraid to lose, and we had a real winning attitude, and the fear set in and took over, and we dominated. I think anybody who saw the game, there was a large contingent of people from Big Rapids. We pretty much dominated the game, and particularly in the third period, we outshot them 14-5, but time ran out on us.
Paulette, as the head of the Boosters organization, must be real satisfying to see the progress that this high school team has made in such a short time.
Very much so.
You have a couple of boys that play on the team,
Yes.
And we want to talk about that in a moment, and also about the unique way in which the Big Rapids high school team is funded. But first, Jim, we don't want to miss out on talking about the individual members of your team. Let's begin with the seniors.
Well, I think we had an outstanding group of seniors with Tom Jackson, Chad Richner, Jeff Lerner, Ricky DeVries, Todd Halloran. We had a real strong group, and including Dave Van Kool. I think that's all 6 of our seniors. Particularly Ricky DeVries and Todd Halloran, who had been there since the inception of the program 4 years ago. They played 4 years with the high school team, so there was some real feelings with those guys and the other boys as well. And being seniors is the first time for them in their high school career where they really had to step forward and lead. So as our season progressed, they developed more and more into the leadership role, which was really, that was the key to the success of our team, is the way that they pretty much took charge of our mental preparation and really made the coaching job for myself and Rob Houston quite a bit easier.
Let's talk about the underclassmen now then, and begin with your goaltenders.
Goaltending was sort of a question mark at the start of the year. We'd had outstanding goaltending from Jimmy Sutton ever since the high school program started. Well, Ricky Herscher, in his third year, and he'd been a two-year backup, stepped forward this year, and I had a lot of confidence in him, as did Rob Houston, my assistant coach. And we simply knew it would take some time, but Ricky certainly put us to the test early in the year when he had a shaky start, and his confidence was shaken a little bit, but we got back to basics, and he knew he was our goalie, and he really made some tremendous strides towards developing into the type of goaltender that we knew he would be. Ricky is a great athlete at the school, and he's an outstanding football player, and he's a very, very tough kid, mentally and physically. He's very strong, and he did an outstanding job, and he'll be back for us next year, so that's our strength again.
Oh, that really is good to have a goaltender that went through a season like this back again.
Sure is.
That's a good place to start. How about your centers and your wings?
Well, what we're doing because of our numbers is we won't really classify some of our forward positions until we have a team picked, and we'll see how many players we have, and we'll jostle positions a little bit to try and develop the type of unity and to balance our strengths and our attacks. But we have a strong group of underclassmen coming back. We have, I think, only one or two seniors in next year's class, and two, I believe, three counting Ricky Herscher. So that'll leave us with, we had a few freshmen on the team this year who didn't play much, but the whole idea about having them on the team was to allow them to go through this whole mental experience, the whole emotional thing that we went through the year in the tournament time, and to play in some places like Jackson against Lumen Christi and some real tough high school competition, the best in the state. Those boys made a jump from Pee Wee hockey, so emotionally and mentally they've really developed a long way, as well as having the year of doing a lot of conditioning. So this summer off is really going to provide us with a strong sophomore class, junior class, and senior class. So we feel we'll be in pretty good shape.
How about the people that play defense for you?
Defense is probably the one position that will be hit hardest as we lose Ricky DeVries, who was a standout defenseman for 4 years, and David Van Kula as well. Ricky DeVries, his value to the team is difficult to measure, and it's not measured in statistics. It's more in what he does and in the ice time that he logs on the ice. In fact, in our last playoff game down in Grand Rapids, we were short a defenseman, and we were down to 3 defensemen in the final game, and Ricky DeVries played the entire third period without coming off, other than a penalty that he had. So, he's going to be pretty hard to replace. That's a lot of ice time that somebody has to take up. So we definitely have some work to do there.
Okay, let's talk about the unique aspect of this high school sport, because at Big Rapids High School anyway, they receive no school funding. So the Booster Club, which is so important to every school, plays a more important role in hockey at Big Rapids. Paulette, how did the Booster Club come about, and what do they do to raise the necessary funds to keep this program going?
Well, we came about when we decided that it was time for high school hockey in Big Rapids. We were the only school in Big Rapids that had a ice facility in their area and didn't have a high school hockey team, and the parents decided it was time, and we got together as a booster group and approached the school board and said that we would raise the money if they would allow us to become a high school sport, and that's how we got started.
Give us an idea of the cost of outfitting a team and the expenses that are involved in a hockey season. Is it the most expensive high school sport?
I'm not really sure. It's expensive. I haven't really compared it to any other.
What does it cost to outfit an average player? Have any idea of what that might be?
Well, for the uniforms for the 20 boys that we had, it cost $3,000 for the equipment. They provide their own skates and their own protective wear that they wear underneath. But about $3,000. The ice time is expensive also. We have $4,300 that we put out for that. And we also pay for our coaches and miscellaneous that show up, and also the officiating that goes on at our home games.
And travel. How do you travel? Do you travel by bus, or do parents carpool? How do you get the teams to the games?
At the Grand Rapids games, we carpool. We don't take a bus except for our tournament games, which we're fortunate to go 3 times in the bus, which that was great. But any of the away games, we try to provide the transportation. The parents pay for the bus. It's expensive for that also, but they come through. We decided we'd like to have the boys as a team, like all the other sports, and the only way we can get them there is to pay for it. So
I guess the stepchild or the foundation of the high school program would be the junior program in the area, and that's what really brought the high school program about. Are you closely allied with the junior program, Jim?
Well, I'd have to believe that we are. I think the barrage, the term that's used commonly for the minor hockey program, feels close with the high school as we do with them. The players that play in the Big Rapids area junior hockey system, as they move into high school hockey is a logical next step. So we're, in essence, we're an extension of the Braja group.
Next year will be the 5th year of hockey in Big Rapids, and our goals beyond the quarterfinals realistic?
If you ask me, every year I would say that we're going to be a champion. I think that's something we've instilled in our players. Regardless of the odds, we always believe that there's somehow, some way, there needs to be a way to win. And sometimes hard work and whatever people will attribute it to luck, but it's a hard work, and there is a way to win all the time. And so we'll certainly set our sights on repeating as champs, at least within our region. And then from there it gets extremely tough, and if you're on a roll, you know, there's very little between being a regional champ and being the state champion. So we certainly have high expectations for next year as well.
Jim, you know what it's like to be out of time, and that's where we're at right now. We thank you for joining us, the head coach of the Big Rapids Cardinal hockey team, Jim Baker, and the president of the Hockey Association, the Hockey Booster Club, Paulette DeVries. Both of you, thank you very much for being here tonight.
thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
That's the Bulldogs for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Good night.